can I, JJ, is it okay to take pictures and post?
Ready?
You guys are okay?
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning!
We're going to start by introducing ourselves.
I am David Kirstein. I'm from Wake Tech.
I'm Noel Martinez, and I am from Central Carolina Community College.
Natalie Horton, Rockingham Community College.
Noel Lyon, Durham Technical Community College.
Brandon Watt, Randolph Community College.
Rachel Bellflowers representing, yes.
And Charity Taylor representing Bladen Community College. Okay, I'm sure you have all had a very stressful week this week. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been sleep deprived. Okay, so I'm going to do a little small de-stressing activity. Everyone close your eyes and just clear your minds. Okay, imagine you just got out of class, you're heading to your car, and you see a group of people. They're talking, they're laughing, they're having a great time. And you walk up to them, and you start talking to them, and they start talking about this thing called Campus Live, student activities. And you're so interested, and when you get home, you're like, wow, I want to be a part of this. Open your eyes. So this presentation is going to talk to you about the personal and professional benefits of being a part of student life. And whenever we're finished, we want you to take away 3 examples from each, as well as an example of how it can help you academically. Let's show you how. The first step is student activities.
So life is more than just academics. Now, if you guys look in your bag, there will be a balloon. And this balloon represents all of the This balloon, it represents all the festivities and the fun surrounding student activities. Now, what are student activities? Student activities are all of the student-focused extracurricular activities and programs that are offered at community college. Examples may be the varsity and intramural sports. It could also be the international and multicultural groups, and also the student organizations, such as student government and public service groups. Examples of these public service groups would be PBL and the American Red Cross Club. Now, I myself was part of the American Red Cross Club, and we would go donate blood as often as we could. Now, there are benefits to these student activities, both personal and professional. I will give some examples about how they benefited me. I was able to socially interact with most of the students on campus. I could call a lot of my friends, and I even called some of the instructors, my friends, even socially out, and then in the ladder. And I was able to build support group. I was also able to study with them, talk about academics, and it was able to bring my grade up. I was not struggling to get an A. Now, on the professional side, I know that employers are not just looking to see if you have a diploma or a certificate. They want to see that you can interact with the rest of the employees. They want to see that you have grit. They want to see someone who has potential. And these extracurricular activities show that you are willing to go out there. Student activities also allow you to build leadership skills and communication skills, which are very essential today in the workplace. And also networking. You might talk to a future doctor or a future president or a future lawyer, and they might be able to help you out later in the future. And I'm going to pass this on to student.
Service learning! Yay! All right, so everybody think about a time where you felt that you made a difference in someone's life. And just remember how that made you feel. So if you don't mind, could you pull out the kisses that are placed in your goodie bag? All right, so if you want to eat them, that's fine. That's to your own discretion. The kisses are supposed to represent the sweet experience and the feeling that you get when you're wholeheartedly enjoying providing service to someone and you're able to see that you've made an impact. So I have a quote that says, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others," Mahatma Gandhi. So I'm sure you're wondering what service learning is. Service learning is an interactive community or activity that ties together reflection, impact, and responsibility to not only enhance students that are lending a helping hand, but also the faculty and staff that are also involved within a set community. So for example, I had the honor and the pleasure to work with Rebuilding Together the Triangle. We were able to work with a Durham native who was wanting to create his home to be more handicap accessible. We found out that he wasn't physically capable of doing so because he was suffering from cancer. He also didn't have the proper funds to do so as well. So we were able to provide that service because he was living in this home since he was yay high. So it was a house that had great ties to him, and we knew that it meant something to him. It's examples like that and experiences like that that can change our perspectives, such as knowing that there are different things that your community needs. So for personal benefits, you're able to see that your community has certain needs. For example, you may be in a food desert. That way you're able to feed and give food to your community. It also helps with collaboration, open-mindedness, and communication. So sometimes, even though you have a common goal, you're able to see your partner and you're like, wow, you're able to give something to the table that we can bring to this individual. For professional benefit, it helps create strong network bonds. So for example, Durham Tech now has a great bond with Rebuilding Together the Triangle, and they're willing to invite us again so that we can work together on a collaboration. It also helps for first-hand experiences. So for my people that are trying to build their resume and their portfolio, this is something that they'll be looking for. It's also helpful for people who are kind of getting tired of that paper and pencil learning. You'll be able to do hands-on and active learning, actually be engaged and see that you can learn new things. All right, and so now we're going to bring it to athletics.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you. All right. Athletics is more than just playing sports. I have a quote that says, on a team, it's not the strength of the individual players, but the strength of the unit and how they all function together. I was on RCC's volleyball team. I played libero. If you'll grab the golf ball out of your bag, and by show of golf balls, could you tell me how many of you played sports in high school? All right, so a good bit of you. So you know that sports are about pride. It's about being part of something bigger than yourself. And it's a team effort. You can't do it on your own. You have to learn how to work with other people, even the ones you don't particularly like. But it's not just for the people who play sports. It's also for your friends who enjoy watching and want to hang out and have fun. It's a great setting to just enjoy the moment. You also have character growth for personal benefits. Who hasn't had their character changed by the sport they played? For professional benefits, conflict management skills, because there's always that one person on the team. But also there's scholarship opportunities. The NJCAA has a lot of scholarship opportunities, especially for community college students. And it also has transfer options if you want to go to a four-year school. In closing, I want to say that the number one thing about athletics that's hit home to me was a 6-word story we heard yesterday that says, meet as strangers, leave as family. And with that, I want to turn it over to our student government man.
Hello everybody. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little story, but first I need you to take the gold coin out of your bag. The story I'm about to tell you is how the gold chocolate coin came to be. So one night, there was a young poor girl who didn't have anything, and she was hanging up her stockings. Well, here comes old St. Nicholas right across the skies, and he saw this. So he threw a handful of gold coins down the chimney, and they all landed in her stocking and turned to chocolate. So like old St. Nick gave to the young girl, student government gives to the students. So what is the Student Government Association? The Student Government Association is a group of elected students from every campus that plan and organize events and activities. And they also advocate for the needs of students. There are 3 levels of SGA. The first being a state or national level, the ASGA, which is the American Student Government Association. They work with the students on a national level. The second is your N4CSGA. The N4CSGA works on the state level, represents over 730,000 students and 58 institutions. Then the third is your local SGA. These are found at every institution, and they advocate for the students on their particular campuses. The president of SGA sits on the board of trustees as a non-voting member. They also report on activities, and they bring the issues and the needs of the students to the board of trustees. So we have a few benefits for being in the SGA. Personally, networking is probably the #1 reason to be in SGA. You meet people from across the state, and you build those relationships. Another one is conflict resolution. You learn empathy, mediation, and accountability. The third is social skills. You learn how to listen, you learn how to communicate, and you learn proper etiquette. We also have some professional benefits. The first is advocacy skills. This will let you advocate for students and voice the needs and concerns of the students. You can also learn how to plan and schedule events and activities. And you will also learn Robert's rules, which lets you run and engage in business meetings that are in like the actual government, that are in churches and other organizations. So student government is the basis for student leadership.
Hello everyone. So, student leadership, you might be wondering what is it and how does it relate to what's in your bag? If you've already taken a peek, you know there's a flute in there. So why would we give you a flute to represent leadership? Well, because when a musician is on stage and they're playing for everyone, usually the whole crowd follows to the beat of what they're playing. So, just as musicians lead the crowd, leaders lead people toward a common goal and toward a common purpose. So, exactly what is student leadership? Student leadership is, you're gonna love this one, leadership by students. And what is leadership? Here's the definition I found in a textbook last semester. It's basically the ability to influence others through using, human interaction, and again, toward a common goal and toward a common purpose. Examples of ways to get involved in student leadership on your campus would be Student Government Association, like we just heard, as well as PBL and PTK, as were mentioned earlier, as well as various clubs throughout campus that might be more akin to your interest. So different benefits for student leadership. Personally, as being a leader on my campus, I've actually interacted with students on such a deep level that was meaningful and moving that it pushed me to the point of advocating for people who are unlike me, international students as well as women. So professional benefits with decision making, I want to highlight that one because when I get into the workforce, my bosses are going to love the fact that I can make decisions, they don't have to micromanage me, and they can spend more time on the golf course. So if these benefits don't quite get the point across, there was also a study done in 2011 in the Essay magazine by a college that correlated positively extracurricular activity involvement with graduation rates as well as academic achievement. So these are all great things, and we're going to have somebody come in and talk to you about some of the barriers as well.
So, hopefully in the past few minutes of slides, it's become apparent to you why you should get involved in student life. You've learned the broadness of all these activities, the myriad of benefits inherent within, both personal and professional, and how you can get involved. So what could stop you from participating, you or another student? I think there's one central barrier common to all of us: time. In reality, are we not all spending our afternoons at work, having quality time for our friends and family, and spending that one last night studying for that major biology exam in the morning? Therefore, taking the time to explore options can seem like a waste. It's easy to remember the concept of personal growth when there's already so much weight on you, so many people relying on you. I've been guilty of that myself, but I want you to hear me out here. Don't disvalue yourself. As Emerson stated, you want to make the most of yourself. That is all there is of you. Through student life, you not only gain important skills such as communication, teamwork, or stress relief, you can also see other benefits that can help your careers and your academics. Ultimately, not providing for yourselves while on your campus is an opportunity missed. If you take anything away from this, I want you to learn one thing. Don't shortchange yourselves. It would only discount your futures. Thank you.
So if you guys want to find some more information about how you can get involved on campus, there's a link in the presentation. It takes you to the M4CSGA page. You go to Contact, Advisor Info, and go to the Advisor Directory. And it gives you a list of all the student success coaches, directors, student leadership, and it's separated by Central Division, Eastern, and Western. So if you're interested in getting involved on campus, this is the place to go. Thank you, guys.